Small Town Scuttlebutt.
Check 1, 2. What's up? Yo, what's up?
Hey there. Hi there.
Hey guys.
That was a lot better than ours.
Hey, ADD brain flush. Can I throw a couple things out and then we'll get into our stuff?
Yeah.
Hi, Evan.
Hi.
Hi, Liz.
Hello.
Hey, Scuttlebutt's at home. I'm Rick. This is the Scuttlebutt podcast, Small Town Scuttlebutt. Okay, couple things. First of all, when you put on the AC in your house, we'll start with the ladies here because this is a thermostat war, gender battle. Whew. You're a married woman to a man. Battle of the sexes, I'm going to predict, happens at your house.
Yes.
What do you set the thermostat at?
Great question.
67, 68.
Woo. Okay.
For me, that's what I like.
That's your daytime temp. Does it change, in the evening, like 3? No,
I don't think so.
24/7.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my ideal state. Yep.
Can I move in?
Please.
We'll get back to that in a second. Evan, over to you. Same question.
Talk to me, Goose. I'm 70 degrees.
70
all the time.
Yeah.
70 in the winter with heat. 70 in the summer months with the AC.
Okay.
Normally, I like to dote on my wife and say she's great, but I think last couple of weeks I've kind of been there's a crack in the foundation in our marriage. I think I've talked a little bit. I think I've griped about how she's sort of spoiling our son a little bit, where I feel like maybe a little more reinforcement and negative, consequences might have to. Now it's creeping into the thermostat issue because we put the AC on yesterday, and I said, "Can we turn the AC on?" She goes, "It is on." I'm like, "What did you set it at?" She says 74.
That's
I said,
heat.
What?
That's heat.
I said, "You have control. You have an HVAC system that's going to blow up."
Yes.
Right? 74. Get the out of here with that. 68 degrees by definition is room temperature. So, honey, you went 6 degrees above that. Imagine the average temperature of Earth increased this same increment, 6 degrees.
We would all be boiling.
Do you know how many species would be dead like within a week?
Yeah. Yep.
Including myself.
So I will say, some people that do that when it's really hot out, and yesterday it was like 88 degrees, when if you're outside, you're working outside and 88 degrees, and then you come in to a 74 degree, right? Like that's going to feel nice. But if you wake up and you're all like warm and cozy, and then you get out of bed and it's 74 degrees, you're going to kind of get like the little misty sweat going.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
You get clammy.
I'm kind of getting
clammy in my own house.
I had to change the sheets the other day.
Wow.
I wore a t-shirt and shorts to bed around 2 a.m. I'm like, I didn't piss myself.
I think.
Or maybe I did, and I got all the way up to my shoulder wet. Like, just, that
back
whole,
of the
like,
neck.
Yes,
kind of
yes.
like, am I camping out in the, in a jungle or something?
Like a muggy, yeah.
My wife calls it squidgy.
Squidgy.
Oh, that's a good term.
She feels squidgy.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like that. So
we're the opposites in my house. Most households, the men like it cooler and the women like it warmer temperature wise. Not the case in the daily household. Yeah. Like I will, in the summer, I'll wake up in the morning, come downstairs. Dan will have all the windows open. I will immediately shut them all and turn the air conditioner on. He's like, Jesus, like, I'm like, it's fucking hot in here, and we're not paying for this AC, so I can sweat. I don't need to sweat anymore. We're living in a first world country. I'm not sweating. Yes. So he also has this condition. It's a benign condition called Raynaud's disease, where his extremities get frostbite really easily. Like he'll be out doing yard work in the fall, like fall cleanup, and he'll come in, and like the tips of his fingers are white, like they're gonna fall off. I have a ton of sympathy for him because like you could just wear gloves, but
and it's 63,
right? Yeah. Yes, it's in the 60s.
Yeah.
But we'll be in the car going somewhere in the summer, and I will crank the AC because again, it's hot. I'm hot, whatever. Yeah. And he's like, "Hon, like, can we turn this down?" He's like, "My feet are freezing." I go, "No, just wear warmer socks. I'm dying." Like,
you should have bought a car with a steering wheel heater, with a heated steering wheel, whatever.
So we're definite opposites.
Like, is there legitimate concern that his toes and fingers can fall off?
No.
Because that would be hilarious. hilarious.
Right? But he does wear like hand warmers, if he's like coaching baseball and like late fall and it's starting to get cold, he'll wear hand warmers and with his gloves and stuff like that. But
does he wear a glove when he eats an ice cream?
He does not.
Oh, okay.
He wears a turtleneck at the beach, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So that's the story in my house. I'm always the one lowering the temperature.
All right. So my wife, she'll turn it down to 70 at night. So that's the fluctuation.
That's not a comfortable sleeping temperature.
No, it's actually, I'm getting irritated by it.
Yeah.
I don't blame
I'm getting
you.
irritated because it's like, hey, look at this T-shirt. Like, I'm just, what I'm going to do at 3 a.m. I'm just going to get up. I'm going to take it off, right? I'm going to, flex a little bit because that's what you do. That's what I do when I take my shirt off. I mean, if I'm in front of a mirror, I just got to do it. I like to pop the pecs up and down, make sure they're still there and active. And then what I'll do is I'll just, roll the T-shirt up and I'll just wring it out on her face. And then she'll be like, oh, what is that? I'm like, that's 4 hours of sweat accumulation.
And then you're getting into your bed and you're like soiling your sheets and not in a good way.
Yeah,
if you're going to have sweaty sheets, it should be because there's some
something fun going on.
Yeah. Could have prevented this.
Okay, so that's settled. Another marital issue I'm having, and I know that you guys probably have dealt with this. Maybe you've moved on. And I take any advice you have, but 7. 7 is the number of pillows on my bed. How many pillows do you have on your bed, Liz?
4, 2 for each of us. I don't even know what I would do with 3 extra pillows.
4. You have almost half what we have.
So my wife likes her bed made every single day, right? And I don't always do that. However, we have 2 pillows each.
Yep.
And then we have 2 more decorative pillows that match the bedspread. And then we have 3 more decorative pillows that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, he just went up to you in the pillow game.
9
No, you
flipping
don't.
pillows. We have 9 pillows.
This is what I don't understand. Decorative pillows on a bed.
It's bullshit.
Who's going to see those? You're not invited. I assume you guys aren't inviting third parties into your bedroom to be impressed by your decorative pillows.
No.
Right. They are unnecessary.
I mean, I would, but
but your wife frowns upon
But
that.
there's no room because of all the goddamn pillows.
Yes.
Honey, you know how many orgies we could have if we didn't have these stupid
Where do
pillows?
you, when you get into bed at night, where do all those ancillary pillows go?
they end up on the flipping floor.
Right. And then you put them back on the bed.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's so dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah, that's unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary.
We each have a pillow with a silk
Yes. Pillowcase.
Pillowcase.
Yep. It's good for the skin and the hair.
Yep. And it's also cooler. Both sides of the pillow
Is that right?
is the cooler
Yeah.
side of the pillow. Yeah.
Man, I
And
used
then-
to
Gotta
love
get
a
on that.
silk pillowcase when I was a kid.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fancy boy.
Oh, it wasn't fancy.
He's just dry humping that thing.
That must be slippery, though.
That's the point. Too much information.
Can read you like a book, Evan, just looking at the guy. He looks like the pillow humper. Let's see.
So you're telling me you've tried it? That's
Right, I
basically
know.
it.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience.
It's just like you got a teddy bear or something. Whatever you got, like. Just kidding. This is weird. Okay. 8 minutes and 23 seconds.
All right. That's a record.
went-
That took us a while to
We
get
went to
there.
perv mode. We have to have a thing like
Yes.
perv.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pervert.
Perv alert.
Perv alert. Okay, so we have the 2 pillows, 1 each with the silk. Then we have like the same replicated pillow, but with just your bed set.
Right. Yes.
Pillow.
The matching
Yeah.
pillowcase.
Which
Yep.
we don't really use either because you only need 1 pillow. Otherwise, you're going to crink your neck and have to go to the chiropractor or whatever. Then we have 3 pillows that are oversized, square, match the bedspread like you have.
Yeah.
I won a battle. We had 2 more, which would have tied you for 9.
Oh, my God.
I said, we do not need a 4th layer. We are out. It's a
Right.
king-size
It's the
bed.
entire bed
Halfway
covered.
out the fucking bed. Halfway from the headboard. This thing looks more like a futon.
Oh,
right?
my God.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Well, there is no point. I could see, you have decorative pillows on your couches and chairs, and that's an accent piece and whatnot, an interior decorating element. Yeah. There is no practical function for decorative bed pillows. None.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. Just remove them when your wives are not around and just say, this is the way we're living now.
Yeah.
Well, this conversation has helped me have more confidence when I go back for round 8 on the battle of, temperatures and, let's reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Exactly.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like you're losing the
Pillows.
battle right now, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am. So
Take back control.
Yeah.
yeah. Too much textile and temperature in my house. I need to, need to take it down. Third thing, lastly, just a throwaway, just fun. I'm going to throw it out. Best album of all time. You're on an island. You're going to be there for an indefinite amount of time. You can only have one album.
Oh, damn it.
I decided what that album
I hate these
is.
questions because then I get overwhelmed.
I know what the album is because I felt like I want to listen to this. I was driving home from the Cape yesterday, sunset. I'm like, I want to crank some tunes and just Joshua Tree. You too.
Oh,
Best album of all time. Start to finish, every song is beautiful.
there's no way I could ever pick one. I don't think.
Just
I'm
one.
not that passionate about
5, 4.
anything. To be like,
Gun to
yes,
your head.
I am
3,
like
2,
NWA
1.
Straight Outta Compton.
yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Pink Floyd.
Which one?
The Wall, because it's a double album.
Which one? The first record?
Oh,
or the
I
second?
can only
I'm
have
just kidding,
one?
just kidding. Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Good. You're going for value.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Police box set.
More. Yeah.
The Police box set. That's a 4 TV album.
I know. Like people always. My daughter asks me all the time, "What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite band? What's your favorite this?" I'm like, I don't love anything enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, who's your best friend? Well, when I was 9, it was
Right,
Ryan Cody.
yeah.
Now it's anyone who talks to me is
Anyone
cool.
who doesn't insult me to my face,
Whoever
like my children
Facebook
do.
tells me I'm friends
Right,
with.
exactly. Whoever, like some random stranger in the ladies' room that compliments me on my lip gloss, she's my new best friend.
Yeah.
She is okay. She's okay. All right. Well,
You can
that's-
have many favorites.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so that's all I wanted to bring to the table. Before we get into our list of things to go over that we've co-curated, is there anything that you guys would like to address on your own accord?
I don't think so. I feel like we're like in the groove now.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay. Hey, by the way, we had talked about maybe doing a live show.
Yeah.
Zulu Gallery is like taking the time with. I think they're talking about all these things that they got going on.
Oh, do they now?
We'll get back to you. We're so busy. I'm like, okay, you're so busy. You're open from noon to 4 on Saturdays, and all the other times you're planning for that 4-hour shift
Right.
coming up. I don't know, but hey, we wanted to bring 150 people into your doors to buy alcohol from you.
Wow.
And, that's what we do. That's how we do it, and we usually sell it out in a day.
Really?
Yeah, but.
We're gangsters.
Yeah, but I feel like now that we're on the brink of like throwing out all of this stuff, we need to do some rebranding. We need a photo shoot, including Evan.
Thank you.
Set that up with your photographer.
Yeah.
Okay, because we got to redo that.
Yeah,
website
I've already talked to her. She's
nice.
ready to roll.
Okay, good. So we'll coordinate. Also, we got to redo some copy on the website. Instead of blurbs, how about like stats, like nickname, favorite thing, just a little quick read stuff.
fun facts.
Love it.
Yeah. No one needs to read a bio about us. Just wait for the fucking
Quick
book.
hits.
Wait for my
Yes,
book.
quick hits.
Quick hits.
Wait for my self-published book on Amazon. 14-point font, triple spaced, 600 pages. I'm published. So why don't we just continue doing what we're doing, recording, and then we'll do something in the fall.
Yeah, summer is not.
Yeah,
I want to do a Medfield day. We're recording from Medfield, Massachusetts, the only Medfield in America. We have a day in the fall called Medfield Day. I say we set up a tent. We sell tickets to the show that's coming up. We also sell tickets to the Scuttlebutt Open, which will be a 9-hole golf tournament that we'll raise charity for.
Hell yeah.
And Liz, you'll
Can
just...
I drive the golf cart?
You're going to
and
be...
serve drinks?
Yeah, you're going to be...
That's all I'm good for.
Yep. Yep. And Evan and I picked out a cute little outfit for you. Perfect. Yeah,
You could be the cart girl.
It's totally,
Nice. You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, we totally got this sweet little Me Too outfit. That's so fun.
Me too, please.
You're actually going to help aerate the course, too, with those 6-inch
That's
pump
right.
heels. You're
Yes.
walking around. Like,
Yep.
a little more over here is a dry spot. So I thought that would be cool. So
Love that
let's
idea.
just kind of stay the course this summer. Well, just get through the summer, but in the fall.
Continue our momentum.
I think the website, we'll be like, hey, everybody, because Evan's not even on our website. If you go to smalltownscuttlebutt.com, because you might want to buy some merch like a V-neck tee, crew crew neck tee,
The coffee mug.
coffee
Yes.
mugs,
That thing's killer.
you know,
Christmas ornament?
Christmas ornament.
Stop, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what else?
Wow.
You could get a koozie. You know, summer's
could.
coming up. You could get those at smalltownscuttlebutt.com/merch, but
Yeah.
not we're driving you there, but you know, you want to go there, you want to check it out. You won't see pictures of Evan. So,
I'm going to check it out when I leave here.
Yeah.
I don't know enough
So-
about it.
Can you buy something, please?
I might.
I was listening to another one of my true crime podcasts that's hosted by a married couple, and the husband's really funny. And he's like, when he was doing sort of the pitch for people to, you know, like review and subscribe and join their Patreon, he's like, listen, people, we've been giving you a lot of good shit, a lot of free shit for a long time. It's time for you to put out. So Scuttlebutts, we're asking you to put out.
Yeah.
Rate, review, and subscribe. Go to our store, buy our merch.
Yes.
Represent.
Yes.
Nobody
So-
likes nobody that doesn't put out.
I'll
Yeah.
say.
You know?
And you know something? If you don't, I'm gonna put together one of those newsletters I promised we'd come out with, and I'm gonna put the newsletter in your fucking inbox with a link, and then I'm gonna give it 3 days. And if you don't respond to it, I'm gonna send you another one. And if it goes in your spam folder, I'm gonna know about it, and then I'm gonna knock on your door
Yep.
and hand it to you, the snail mail, as they used to call it.
This feels like a PBS. Remember those PBS?
Oh, an after school special?
Yeah.
Oh! I thought you were doing a telethon.
That's
Like,
it. Well, yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Scuttlebutt operators are standing. Bye.
We can't do it without your help.
How much can we count on you for?
We actually should do one of those videos on YouTube with
Oh
a
my
Patreon
God, that'd be so
link.
funny.
We'd
That'd be
actually,
hilarious.
Yes.
we'd actually probably get some money.
If you want more public broadcasting, please dial 1-800.
If you want to continue receiving quality content every week,
And
shit costs
now,
money, people.
and now back to your free episode of what was that show? It was like the old
This
British
old
show.
house.
No, that's a good one.
Masterpiece Theater. Masterpiece Theater.
Masterpiece Theater was one. No, but it was the British show. They worked in like a clothing department store.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God, it was. It was so funny.
I think I know what you're talking about, but now it's like the name is totally escaping me.
There's like each person was like a very distinct character. This would be the homework for next week. 'Cause
All right.
It is
No, this
quality.
is compelling podcasting. We're not going to leave until
Oh.
we figure this out. Keep guessing. Keep guessing. A, B,
If only
C.
there was a mechanism where we could look this up and have an
Well,
answer
yeah.
almost
You
instantly.
know, like a pocket-sized machine.
Right. You can enter in a question
Like
and
if
it just gives you an answer.
Say a name like Siri or something and say, "Bitch, get me what's the name of that thing?"
We need a researcher on this
Yeah,
program.
we
That's
do.
what
Yes, we do. We need a producer and a researcher.
Yeah.
Which if you're listening and you're like, "Hey, you guys get together on Friday morning and fuck off," I can do that.
Yeah.
Come on over.
Come on over.
Or don't. Just remotely
Yes.
patch in. We'll get the technology going so you're here
Yes.
via satellite. And
Just I am and
yeah.
whatever.
and as we're saying, God damn, I wish we know who directed Back to the Future. Is it Robert Zemeckis or is it that other guy? Oh, I got a thing. Oh,
look at that.
Phil just came in. It's Robert Zemeckis. Awesome. Thanks, Phil. You know, like that's what we need.
Yeah, we need like the phone a friend, but you
Yeah,
know, like in real life.
Yes, we do. It'd also be helpful, like if we did a live show, like we want to do.
I love the idea.
There's like 150 people out there that are ready to just correct us.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
a good corrector.
Absolutely.
And people love to correct
Oh, they
other
do.
people.
They do. All right, Evan.
Yeah.
Real quick, anything you want to talk about? Share.
Well, she just mentioned
She has a name.
Liz.
Liz, tell her like it is.
Tell it like it is, Liz. Liz just mentioned this old house, and speaking of this old house and these old houses,
Yep.
I just put a really old house. This is probably the greatest real estate story of the year. If
Oh,
you
is
ask
this
me.
the one that you were like it was? I think you told
Go
us
ahead.
a couple weeks ago, but we need an update maybe.
A jealousy
Yeah.
issue.
Okay. Yeah.
Jealous.
So.
No, this is different than that one. I think.
Oh yeah, that's
I
coming
can't
up.
keep up with all of his real estate stories.
Listen, if you
Have
want,
a real reality show. Stop selling the houses and just show people the bullshit.
if you want drama,
Yeah.
get into real estate.
Really?
I mean, it's like, hey. So I'm selling. It's a beautiful old house, small, and it used to be. Did we talk about this? It used to be part of Colonel Sanders,
Yes.
right? Not
Yes, yes,
Sanders.
yes.
Yep.
So. Did I tell the story about who's buying it?
Yeah.
Yes,
I got
and
a
they're
little
gonna
bit.
put
Son
it.
of
They
a-
were potentially gonna put it back together, or
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, damn! Wow.
This is so.
Well,
this is so.
this is
episode.
embarrassing. All right,
192.
editor's note. Please strike the last 3 minutes of Evan.
Well, hey, it's under agreement. All right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Good.
moving forward.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, it's moving in the right direction and not purchased by someone.
My
who would
intent was to tell you the whole
bastardize
story, but apparently I did that already.
But you have another real estate story to share.
Oh, boy. boy, this is scandalous.
All
Is
right.
this the jealousy one?
If you want to hear it, I'll lay it on you.
Well,
Please do.
to be honestly, I'm a little worn down on real estate themed stories because that was such a
Well, that was
Fucking-
a dud. I'm sorry.
dude. You just slashed my tires. Like I was walking around, and you're supposed to pump our tires. You literally like irritated me with that go nowhere story that
This
we already
sounds
heard.
like it might not be necessarily a pure real estate story, but a crappy human being story.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Liz.
So let's
I'm back
go.
in.
Yes. Okay.
I'm back in. Go
Now
ahead.
you're in?
Yeah, you had me. Liz had me at shitty human. Go ahead. Just happens to have a house transaction.
Right. Exactly.
So as you guys know, I do a lot of drone work, social media stuff, and I like to help people out. And I've had a relationship with the Kingsbury Club for a long time. And, try to give them some content that they can post and kind of highlight all the cool stuff. Because one of my best friends there is the director of rackets and all this stuff. So anyway, I did an event. They had opened up the paddle tennis courts. It was all lit up and the patio was all done. It looked freaking beautiful. And so they asked me to come and do a little drone shoot. They were having a little soiree there that evening. And if I could, just get some shots kind of like over
Saw
the
it.
crowd.
Didn't know that was your work. Very good.
Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nice sunset.
Oh,
he got the.
You saw that?
Yeah, he got what you call the golden hour.
Ah.
And a half hour after
It was
sunset, kind of like
magical.
alpingo,
Ooh.
alpingo,
Magical.
a purple and pink hue to the sky.
It was incredible. And so before I showed up, the director of rackets, my buddy, he asked the woman that was throwing this soiree if that would be okay, and she okayed it. So anyway, things happen. We do the thing. It came out great. Everybody loved it. 3,000 plus views on Friends in Medfield. Like
Nice.
the real deal. So anyway, I see him the other day, and he says, "Oh my God!" He says, "I forgot to tell you. You won't believe what happened." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "We got a complaint about your drone." And I was like, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, one of the members had their husband call and complain on her behalf because it was uncomfortable for you to be there filming on the thing." And I was like, well, isn't that interesting? I was like, who the hell was it? Because, like, it's just weird. You're either a creep or you're sadistic, and I don't know which one. And so he looks it up, and it turns out it's a fellow realtor.
Dun dun dun.
Did he know it was you? Did he know that he was going to
The woman is the realtor. The
Right.
husband was the one that called on behalf of the wife
Which
to
is like,
say, are
I
you
mean,
kidding me? Are you
Are you
serious?
fucking kidding me?
So
That man needs to find the mason jar that she keeps them in.
Seriously, honestly, did she have to give him his balls back in order to make the phone
you
call?
tell your
Like, what
wife.
the
You
fuck?
tell your
Who
wife.
does that?
You tell your wife right after you, little quid pro quo here, honey. It's been 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks.
but who
Don't
like,
give me I'm having my period this week bullshit.
who
Your back doesn't hurt again, okay? Been paying for a chiropractor. You've run out of excuses. If you want me to make this drone call,
that is commitment.
It's time to put out
I mean, isn't that how you keep a marriage together? Right?
a quid pro quo.
That and a chain.
Quid pro.
I don't know. I mean, is that sexist? I just think, you want me to make a phone call. You
You know what? Who cares? Who cares if it's sexist? God
Yeah.
damn it! You want a little sex. You want a little love.
Yep.
Have at it.
yes, and I
And
will,
then make the phone call.
I will trade it for chores. Yes. I'm not above that. I'm almost 50. It's not like I'm in college anymore.
Time is
Tell
running
your
out.
story. Go. Let's come on. Let's get on this.
All right. So, did this couple know that it was you who was using the drone?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was a complete acknowledgement. And you know what I did because I'm a classy guy? I stayed away from the party. Like I wasn't hovering, no pun intended. But I wasn't creeping. I wasn't doing anything. You know, I recognize that this is a private event, and I am literally just there to do some drone stuff on behalf of the Kingsbury Club. But she was jealous that I was networking and taking away this opportunity for her. You know what I'm saying?
And what's her name?
I am not going to say her
See,
name.
you're a great guy. I'm going to tell you. Her name is. You're not kidding.
I mean, and it's such bullshit. I doubt that they were really upset about being filmed because if you go to an event anywhere, there's an expectation that there will be photography, right?
Sure.
Like, and that the venue will use that for publicity or the charity or the whatever
for an opening
reason.
or an event. Any coordinated
there will
event.
be photography there. You should be prepared to have your picture taken. It's I guess it's private, but you're going there as a public. But there's no expectation of privacy, I guess is what I'm saying. So I think it's bullshit that they were really pissed. And you know what? If she feels threatened by you, then fucking up your game.
Yeah. Well, let's just to paint the entire picture here. Yeah. This agent was also the agent that I lost the coin flip to.
No, she's back, dude. Things happen in threes.
All right, so what's the coin flip?
The coin flip was. You don't remember this one?
Hold on, let me.
Okay.
She wasn't here that time. Remember, we're recording.
Oh, you're
All right.
right.
Well, then you don't have to repeat the story if you've already told it.
Quick, just
super quick.
Super quick. It's a good one. Yeah.
This agent and I were both going after the same listing. She happens to live in the neighborhood of the thing. They were so impressed with my thing but they also wanted her because she worked in the neighborhood or lived in the neighborhood, that they literally flipped a coin to choose
in front of both of you.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm like,
that
oh
would
my
have been
God, that's so
that would have
awful.
been next level.
Right.
But I
She
asked
didn't call it too. She's like, Evan, call it in the airs.
Yeah, I mean, at least give me a shot to call it, right? But they, so I called and I said, geez, I'm just curious, what could I have done differently or better? And they said, really, it was. I hate to say this, but we flipped a coin.
Oh my God!
And
Literally, isn't that great?
So now it's come full circle,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. But I think she knows, and I think she's intimidated, and she should be.
Good, dude. You're one of the nicest people.
Yes.
The professional courtesy to not just say, yeah, my competitor over at
XYZ,
Coldwell Banker, Ashley Jones, sucks, right? But you know what's great? You're 3 steps ahead of her. You're acting. She's reacting.
Yeah.
You're producing something. You're networking. She's only following up, cleaning up.
Trying to catch your crumbs that you leave behind.
And tattling and blowing a whistle. Like
well, if she has to use her husband to tattle on
Yeah.
you, there's obviously no fire in her belly. I mean,
yeah.
Just a lame. Like, what was? What's
lame.
the angle? Like,
Right.
what is the angle of having your husband call?
super petty. Super petty.
Well, the angle is to do exactly what is happening if you let this happen. What is happening is
Piss Evan off so he talks about it on a podcast.
Well, this is good. See what you've switched what she is doing.
You tell him I'm coming,
Right.
and hell's coming with me. Sorry.
This is excellent content. This will fill up 7 minutes. I'm doing 7 minutes on shitty competitive, drone hating competitive fucking realtors.
You didn't know, did you?
If you didn't have the podcast, though, you would be venting to your wife, maybe a coworker, maybe bitching around your car. It would delay your productivity.
Yeah.
Yep.
You would maybe miss a call that you should have taken because you're like all in your head. It would delay you. It would basically, you argue with an idiot, they'll lower you to their level and then beat you with experience. I love that colloquialism. It's true. So just forget about it.
Yeah.
You come here and you dump that baggage out and
Release,
we all go,
and it's over now.
yeah.
Dumped, gone.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Good night.
Okay. All right. We got some big stuff today. This is the part of the show where we would say, okay, our advertiser this week is blah, 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 and we're going to praise them. And we're not going to do that yet because that's the other thing. I really want to get this value proposition put together, all the website.
Love it.
Sure.
So
Package everything
that's
up.
when we're going to. So if you're listening, you're like, hey, what's up with the advertising? Did they all bail? No, I am going to make sure that they're getting their money's worth. And
Well, we're kind of setting the stage for something spectacular.
Yes.
holograms, fireworks. Let me start at their text thread here. Where should we start?
Well, you had a New York Post article, right? That I didn't read.
Well, first, can we just talk about turtles? I saved my.
Yes.
I
You
saved.
had an animal rescue moment.
Yeah, Liz, my 6th one in my lifetime. Six. I have saved 6 turtles in my lifetime. I count. One time, my wife and I were so. This is weird because we don't always fight, but so when you have a fight, you remember it.
Yes.
I remember one time we were having that like, don't talk to me. Urgh, the kids are in the back. Like just, it's an hour and 45 minutes from my mother-in-law's house down to. Oh, a turtle! I pull over. Now my wife's thinking, "Oh shit!" It's like he's pulling over, like, and I just got out.
Throw me out of the car.
Like, what are you doing?
Leslie,
I'm like,
you can walk home.
she's like, what, Rick? What are you doing? I'm like, I have to save a turtle. And then we just kind of like laughed, and because no one likes to argue. And I get out and I get the turtle, and you have to take the turtle in the direction in which he's walking. He wants to cross the road, or she
Yeah.
right, wants to cross the road.
Yeah.
They're going from one place to another place. Habitat might include the nest, water, a food source, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're very primitive thinking, right?
Sure.
So you just help them go that way. You don't bring them back.
Well, yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because people are stupid.
That's
true.
true.
You go back. Like
Yes.
if you're 4 feet from the curb you just left, they would think, oh, path of least resistance. Like just put you back here. No, keep them going. You got to cross the road. Sorry.
When I see a turtle, I just pick it up and turn it around.
Oh, that's so mean.
He's lying. I was with him today. We pulled over. He flipped it over on its back. And then spun it like a football, like in the end zone. Thing got up on its tail. And, yep, so I just wanted to share that. Save the turtles. They're out there nowadays.
Well, there are a lot of turtle saving opportunities in Medfield. Several years ago, Will and I was on the way to take him to a pediatrician appointment. We were on one of the back roads in Medfield, and a turtle was attempting to cross the street. And so I stopped my car, and I wasn't sure what the protocol was in terms of picking the turtle up and bringing it. And I was like, I don't want to disturb him. I'm going to just allow him to continue on his way. But then a car was coming from the other direction. So I literally got out of my car and like stood like, no.
Like one of those environmentalists. She glued herself to the road.
Right. And I like was like, no, turtle. So yes. And Will and I still talk. We named him Seymour. Hopefully he made it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have a lot of opportunities for animal rescue here in the country.
Yeah, there's a sign in Medfield where turtle crossing is very popular.
Yeah.
Right? That's where they all go to cross. Yeah. Right? And the sign says, slow turtle crossing. And I'm like, duh, they're all slow.
Right?
Yeah.
No one's racing across the
Although
street.
I did see a picture. If you Google snapping turtles, fast snapping turtles, they'll show you a guy holding the carapace by its sides, right? The thing must weigh 100 pounds.
Yeah, yeah.
And the guy takes a hot dog on a stick and brings it about a foot away from its face.
Yep.
Its neck comes out.
Really?
Like
Like an alien?
Like, yeah. And it looked like Hulk's dick, right? Do we take that one out?
Wait, Hulk?
Yeah, because it's green and.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. That's one of those.
No, you gotta let it go. You just let it
We
go.
can't do that.
It's
We
not
can't
one
let
of
it
those
go.
you had to be there jokes.
It had to be that. Have you ever seen Hulk's dick? No. If you did, you'd know what I'm talking about. No, anyway, the thing just goes, this like huge, girthy, big, veiny neck. What? That's with like a head at the end of it. Yeah. Literally a head.
Okay.
And you were dangling a wiener in front of it?
Yeah, I know. Dangling a wiener.
Is that called a sword fight?
Yeah.
Hey, totally random, but we're talking about hot dogs and so forth. Just got the hot dog. We got a hot dog guy in town, right? Went to the hot dog stand.
Steve?
Yeah.
Is that
Hot
the guy
dog
at the
guy.
hardware store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, he's great. Let's talk to him. He has a new hot dog called the rodeo dog.
No.
What's that?
Bacon, cheese, and a little chili.
Oh.
No.
I said, this is great. This is new. He goes, it is. I got it from a guy in Maine, although he called it the cowboy dog. And I'm like, I don't want to eat anything referring to a cowboy and his dog.
Oh.
His hot dog. It was a cowboy hot dog. And I'm like, that just seems like it's taking my appetite away a little bit. Right? Like, cowboy hot dog.
Were you thinking like Brokeback Mountain
Yeah.
cowboy?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you went like 11 degrees removed from that.
I know. Well, this is where I'm at. When you guys come here, by the way, like I act differently around certain people. Like, like my parents don't know who I really am because like when we get together with family, I'm just a little different. Like it's different. I don't know how you are with your family, but when I'm with my family, I'm just a little bit maybe too chatty, if you can believe it, or maybe I'm not chatty at all, or I don't know. But when I'm with you guys, I just go
Whatever.
full tilt perv mode.
Okay, you know what? We embrace it, I
Yes.
feel like.
I mean,
You know?
This is a safe space for perversion.
yeah, Evan's had his hand on my knee the whole time, so that's cool.
They can see on camera that I did that.
Oh yeah, look at that. How about this one? 69 likes, 16 comments. Liberal, Democrat of TikTok, Trump 24. This is from Evan. There's nothing more repugnant than liberal white women. Nothing. Well, do you want to explain? This is, have I got a story for you? You're looking at me like you forgot about sending this. Were you drunk texting me?
No, that was literally intended to be
Personal?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe we should start caveating our text.
But
That
I
this is
think-
not for the show.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But I think it was in reference to we were having a conversation about somebody having some kind of issue. And I feel like in this world that we're living in, everybody that's having the issue tends to be liberal white women.
I don't disagree.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, is there more?
Well, I think this is a great time to send it over to Liz.
Oh.
Because, a lot of times, I'm more right of center, but I'm really focusing on this election year about cleaning up my side of the street. I shouldn't be bitching about Nancy Pelosi and AOC when we've got Marjorie Taylor Greene over here. This
She's a fucking lunatic.
This bitch has got to go. Got to go.
Yep.
She's embarrassing. She would be so fun if this was like a movie.
Yes.
But she is one of 535 people that's running
our country.
A country from the House of Representatives.
She's like a caricature. Like, I can't even believe half the shit that comes out of her mouth.
She's a joke.
Honest joke. You get
Floored, jaw-dropping, floored.
You get mad about her. I get mad about all of them.
And with that Lauren Boebert, too. She's a whack job.
She's hot, though.
Oh,
she's hot.
She's nothing worse than a hot whack job, Evan.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. But there's also nothing better.
She's probably awesome in the sack, but she will fucking slit your throat when she's done.
Well, she's awesome in the theater. Even as a grandma, she'll jerk you off at the theater.
Oh, my God.
If you're into that gilf porn.
That's right up my alley.
That's true.
She initially, by the way, I did the research on hot or not on her, and I'll judge a woman by her image. Like, that's what we're doing now.
Everybody judges
fake
everybody.
Fake ass eyelashes.
Yeah.
Built bitch. Have you listened to the adults in the House of Representatives? This is how they're talking. So let's judge people.
Well, that's it. They're all idiots.
Yes.
They are. Well, I feel like there's a fundamental issue if there's a flaw with you as a candidate. First question, did you volunteer for this candidacy? Yes. Okay, you're a narcissist. It's a tragic flaw. You're not fit for this position. I think we should do it like jury duty. You come in, then we vet you.
Oh yeah.
All right, come on in. Is your IQ above 100? You can stay. You can go. You're an idiot. You keep whittling it down until you got like 2 people, and it's like, okay, it's Liz or Evan. Let's flip a coin. Fuck Evan. It's Liz. Call back. Well, we always talk about the liberal women and stuff, and I can do that. But this time, we're talking about a problem in town where I think it's like the ultra-conservative, pearl-clutching, ultra-conservative Christian right complainer.
That's my assumption based on what the complaint is.
No one is safe on small-town Scuttlebutt.
So it's not always white liberal women. It's just white women, far left or far right.
Yes.
People like Liz, she's a white woman. You can't hold her against it.
I was born this way.
Yeah.
Well, wait. I made a presumption. I'm sorry. Do you still feel like identify as a white
today?
woman?
Yes, but I reserve my right to change my
I know
mind.
you do. Just keep us posted because I don't want you to go scorched earth because I said she. Okay, go ahead. What's the because Medfield made national news.
It did. So I saw a post on Facebook, one of our local Facebook pages, about a children's book titled "I Am Billie Jean King," that an elementary school mom complained about the availability of this book in our elementary school library. The school in question is kindergarten and first grade. This is a children's book. It's an illustrated book. I'm just going to show you. That's the cover right there, like very like a cartoonish image of a young Billie Jean King. This mom in Medfield had an issue with the book.
Well, I probably because tennis isn't really a sport, right?
You know what? That's exactly right. She was like, "How dare you?"
Okay. All right. So, do you have any other stories? What else should we talk about?
So, let me just ask you this: when you guys hear the name Billie Jean King, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Michael Jackson's song. Billie Jean
okay, that's
King
fair.
is not my lover. No, tennis great.
The Battle of the Sexes.
Yep. Yes. Guess what, guys? She's also a lesbian.
No.
Yes.
No.
So this whole book is about her and her accomplishments as a woman in this competitive sport and the battle of the sexes and all its accomplishments. I mean, she's a tennis great.
Sure.
There's a passage in this book when it's coming from like her voice where it says, "Around this time, I also realized I was gay. Being gay means that if you're a girl, you love and have romantic feelings for other girls, and if you're a boy, you love and have romantic feelings for other boys. Eventually, Larry and I stopped being married, and I fell in love with a wonderful woman named Alana. You can't choose who you fall in love with. Your heart will tell you." the horror. So that's it.
Wait, begin and that
was the quote?
That is it. That is what this woman had a problem with. And, same-sex relationship, be introducing her children to same-sex relationships at this young age. I will bet my next 10 paychecks that there are more than one same-sex parents at this kid's school.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
So, our children are, this is not like a fucking crazy thing, people.
Yeah.
Like, you have to approach this with some level of reasonableness. Our kids are, there's tons of different types of families these days. Our kids are exposed to, people who have moms and dads, people who have moms and moms, dads and dads, people who, a good friend of mine who got pregnant with a sperm donor, she's a single mom. There's all different types of families these days.
Sure.
And your traditional 1965 mom, dad, 2.3 kids with a white picket fence is not the norm anymore.
This seems a very innocuous. That's not a big deal.
And so I Googled, I was like, is this a widespread controversy? Like the books that we had talked about in our previous book,
yes,
controversy episode, those were
nationally,
national news.
Those were,
national news. The only other place in this entire country that had a problem with this book was...
wait, is it a state?
It's a state.
In America.
In America.
It's not a foreign country.
It is, no.
Like North Korea or something.
No.
Well, I don't even think they let kids read there, but it's got to be Florida.
Obviously.
Florida!
Ron DeSantis is don't say gay, Florida.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yes, but when whomever complained about having this book at the school district in Florida, it was actually appealed. It's available to kids, and I believe that. So
I'm sorry. So this is open shut
for Florida, not for Medfield.
Not for Medfield.
So I believe this woman complained. It was taken to the superintendent. They turned down her request to have it removed from the library. She's appealing that request, and it's now going to the school committee.
See, I feel like
I'm going to go to
Stop wasting my fucking taxpayer dollars.
I'm going to the school committee meeting. Because can I say something? Last time I went,
This is the best.
I will say this right to the camera. I have very few regrets. This would probably be one of them.
Oh boy!
Not like, oh my God, I can't sleep at night, but I would have tweaked it. Like I wasn't doing stand-up comedy. I was trying to make a point, and sometimes you make a joke, and it comes across as maybe performance art that's a little more like, well, we were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene a moment ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So not that I pulled a Marjorie Taylor Greene, but they were talking about this book that involves boys at Boy Scout camp getting in a tent and challenging each other to jerk off into a Mountain Dew bottle. And the last one to come into the bottle has to, Evan, drink the cum in the Mountain Dew bottle. Now,
boys will be boys.
I didn't need to hear that, though. I really didn't need to hear that.
Now, I went to argue the fact that right there on the book jacket, it says ages 11 and up or whatever. 10-year-olds are at that school, including my daughter. So right here by the admission of the author and the publisher, they're saying not age appropriate. And yet our public school librarian who wants to, put the trap out there, we take the bait so we can talk about banned books and then label people as evil, right? Like they'll do it and then we can have this thing. I went and I was so angered by this, like we're actually having a fucking conversation about it, that I just got so pissed off. And I went up and I said, hey, I love it. I think it's great. It's not crass. In fact, we should lean into it. Why don't we get the music department teaching our kids to sing Wet Ass Pussy? And I said Wet Ass Pussy in a school committee meeting on TV. Like you can go call up that.
We've got to pull up that clip. We got
to
bring it back on this day.
Yeah.
It sounds great. Okay, it sounds great on the podcast. And I think if I take that to Nick's Comedy Stop on a Saturday night, making fun of the fucking assholes that I live with in this town, they would love it. Mm-hmm. But when you're in the echo chamber and you're like they just go, this guy's a psycho. He's psycho, not us, him.
And it looks like you're not taking the issue seriously, even though you are, but you're just putting a different twist on it.
I got to the point where I was like, you know what? Do you want to know how absurd this is?
Yeah.
Let me show you, because you're not looking in the mirror. So I'm going to paint them. I'm going to mimic. I'm going to give you back the fucking absurdity of your argument.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you know what? I'm glad you did. And I feel like this is an issue that we don't really address enough. A lot of people, a lot of voices have been taken away. Can't say anything. You're going to freaking hurt somebody's feelings. It's like you just can't. Everything is kid gloves these days, you know?
Yep.
So I feel like the more you do stuff like that, and you're actually making a valid point, the more you'd be able to have other people stand up and, say something for what they believe. This story seems harmless. It's like a very neutral sort of description of what it is to be gay, right?
Right.
It's not like Rick's
sort of
story.
Discover it, actually.
Yeah, like you love who you love. Cool.
I mean, she went.
That's like, a great message, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, how deep and heavy was that? She already got married to a man and went through that whole, I'm going to try to conform to the expectations people have of me. I need to look like this. I need to present this way. Having to deal with that, that's a whole other book.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a whole other book that kids that are in that area, that headspace right now, would love to know more about, I'm sure. Like, so what was it like to not be honest with yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you got married at 27, but you were having these feelings back when you were 16.
Yeah.
So, that's how I feel. Like, I won't do that. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
Can I just say, did I jump in on with something?
No.
Because I'm so passionate about this idea. One thing that always gets me is hypocrisy. And the problem with hypocrisy is the people that are being hypocritical.
Yeah.
Don't see it. And you point it out. You lay it out for them. You're like, look, this is a dictionary. The word you just used does not match the definition in this book of definitions. Yeah. Thinking maybe we might want to stop with the semantic game playing and just get real.
There's just no common sense.
No.
There's no common sense.
Can I use an example?
Go ahead.
We have an organization. Every town has a woke white woman busybody group, right? The solution looking for the problem.
Yep.
This particular group in town likes to bring everyone in town together by telling us all that we're inherently racist and anti-Semitic, right? And we need to get better.
Fucking snooze fest. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling me anti-Semitic. 1,200 people were massacred by terrorists parachuting, about 6 time zones away. But right here in Medfield, we are going to internalize that. 1,200 miles away, a man was knelt upon and choked to death by a police officer. So here in Medfield, we are going to actively try to defund our police department. Yeah. Yes, they tried to do this, right? This is what this group does.
Jesus.
This group has a thing called Little Inclusive Libraries. And the Little Inclusive Library is a library, kind of like the U.S. Library of Congress, little book boxes on pedestals. They look like a little house. You open it up, take a book, leave a book. They didn't want to do one. They put a spin on it. We're going to call them Little Inclusive Libraries, and we're going to put books in there that celebrate people of, marginalized people.
Okay.
And only that. So let's say you're curating the book list for this. Anti-racist baby? Yes. Charlotte's Web? No. Okay. Do you see the logic here?
Yep.
Now, do you see the misuse of the word inclusive?
Yeah.
Or is it just me?
Feels very exclusive to me.
Right.
Not
Well,
everybody can be included.
Somebody sent me something about this because they're like, are you guys talking about this? And I'm like, actually, we will be. Liz brought up an article. It's like, well, look at this. So he goes to this group's thing.
I love our listeners.
So the group in town that's trying to fight against this lady, which, by the way, I'm on the side of the woke left white women in this case.
In this instance, for sure.
This book,
for
on
sure.
this book,
on this
yeah.
book,
on this book.
on this example.
But
yes.
to back up, like, they really don't. I'm aligning with a discreditable group.
Yeah.
They say if you want to donate a book to their Little Inclusive Libraries, right? All the books in the Little Inclusive Libraries are vetted by the group. Vetted, not banned. See, when you, Evan, want to go to your school committee meeting and say, could we not put the jerk off book in my kids' hands?
I vetted it.
Yeah. I vetted it, and I think that our librarian could do a better job curating a collection that's appropriate for the age group of her audience. I instantly became a fucking book banner. I'm a book banner. You took out Charlotte's Web from your fucking little library and you vetted the book. Doesn't make sense.
It does not a little like banning to me.
By the way, I made them one of these things. I made them.
I know you did.
I made them. There's 4 of them in town. It's the best looking one. I want to get all Trumpian. It's the best one. It's the best one. It's the most beautiful house. It has the most glorious shingles. Right? You go look at the one at like social justice headquarters, that fake church establishment in the middle of town with it's all like Black Lives Matter.
Oh,
It's got quotes from every single social justice warrior, but nothing from Jesus or anything, Bible related, right? Like, what was my point? Shit.
Well, you made the most beautiful book house.
Oh no! Oh yeah. No, but you go.
Exclusive book
I'm sorry.
house.
Yes, I'm sorry. But you go to that church there. You look at they have one there. That thing looks like Section 8 for fucking books. Like that thing it's literally got chip paint and like a window's missing and there's like a shingle hanging off and nobody's touched it anyway.
Oh boy.
But I made this thing back when I was on, I guess, more friendly terms with these people. They don't talk to me. I don't know why. You want to talk to me? I'm a good time, but I
Was
said
it your wet ass pussy comment?
maybe.
Town meeting.
They're offended because they have dry ass pussies.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry.
They got the DAP.
That's right.
The DAP. It's an acronym.
There's lube for that.
We got to get KY as a sponsor.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Give that shit out at Medfield Day. Hey, you look like you need some of this.
With the Scuttlebutt logo.
Hey, you, buddy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Give this to your wife. He'll take me later. All right. People are high-fiving me 30 minutes later, coming out of the outhouse, the porta potties. So anyway, I made them one of these things, and I said, I'm not only gonna make this for you, I'm gonna buy you $200 of woke books.
Whoa.
And I did.
Jeez.
It was like 20 books, and I filled the thing up
Why'd you do that?
because I was tired of seeing my town arguing and fighting, and I thought, you know what? Arguing with the people about the little inclusive library, at the end of the day, you have a great problem. If something that the town is arguing about it's not inclusive. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Right.
I looked at it as this is sort of a microcosm of the bigger problem.
Yes.
Like we can't even agree or compromise on something
Totally.
like a 1 cubic square foot box with 18 books in it. Like that, which by the way it's a passion project to some individual citizens. Like
Right.
they can do whatever the fuck they want. Even though I agree that what they want is kind of dumb. Like it doesn't make sense.
So
like,
did they reject any of the books that you bought for the
No, because they were
library?
all like,
were all
anti-racist, anti-racist baby,
Yeah.
who was
Picked
Maya
them from
Angelou.
their approved list.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I even called. I'm like, is this one okay? Is this okay? Okay, who is Maya Angelou? Put it in there. It's all in there. 3 days later, I go, I'm proud of this. I want to see how it's doing. They're all gone. I'm like, could be great news. Could be terrible news.
Right.
And I know this town, that is bad news.
Yep.
They all got stolen. And thrown in a bonfire in someone's backyard over beers. I guarantee it.
You think
Or
it's
they're-
just a bunch of stupid high school kids?
No,
doing this
I
now?
guarantee you it was righty mom or righty dad that
okay.
drove up at 2 a.m. after I posted on Facebook. We put out a press release. But anyway, my whole thing was, this is an olive branch. Like, we're going to meet in the middle. A little quid pro quo. I'm going to give this to you, but I'm also going to say, hey, on behalf of almost everybody in town, this would have more success and it would be more true to what you call it, an inclusive library.
Yeah.
If you let the books just arrive in this thing.
Yes.
And you put what you like in it in there as well.
Right.
And if what you want to do is get books like Anti-Racist Baby in the hands of a person, let them know that this book collection has all kinds of books.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
if you tell them it is a prescribed reading list for the far left summer reading program,
No one's
most
buying
kids would go, nah. And that's not because they're racist. It's because a kid will walk by nonfiction because he has fiction on the mind.
Right.
A kid will walk by sci-fi because he's looking for the autobiographies. It's, oh, I know what your thing is, and I'm not into that. But if you went and then you kind of came across, who is Maya Angelou? You might actually leave with the goddamn thing in your
Right.
hand. Everybody has said this. They didn't do it. So
if I popped in Elon Musk's autobiography, that might not be a welcome addition to the little inclusive library.
Well, that's
well, it wouldn't. I mean, where's the diversity? He's a white guy.
He's on the spectrum.
Oh,
He's neurodiverse.
Neurodiverse. Okay. Yes, but he is right of center.
well,
He's
he
right
is
of
now. He is now.
He's right of center. And this here says our little inclusive libraries are stocked with books selected for their alignment with social justice values, including anti-bias, anti-racist themes, diverse characters, social emotional learning, critical thinking. No, critical thinking.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. That's actually insulting that you said that. Activism, community building, and more. Community building, like what you guys do, where you just say, we're going to do this. No input. We're just gonna.
So I'd be
change
curious to see, like, does anyone monitor the success of this endeavor? Like, how often do the books get swapped out? Are they always, do people like add new titles? Do people are they getting feedback? Like, has this had any material benefit to the community?
Anytime I've looked in it out of curiosity, because I built one. So if I go with my kids to Park Street Books, it's in the parking lot. I'll go check it out. Mostly to make sure the magnet still locks.
Sure.
Doesn't need any repair. Like I put.
Yeah.
Got my name
Pride
on it.
of ownership.
It's in the middle of town. I got to make it look. I don't want to look like the ghetto over there in front of the church
projects
there.
on the street.
Like paperbacks only. No hardcover would ever be seen in that fucking thing. Book jackets, like, get me the fuck away from this place. Keep driving, honey.
So we don't know if this has had any impact.
No,
on our
anytime I've
community.
looked inside it,
Yeah.
there's a Danielle Steele book
Nice.
with next week's school lunch menu, like just random shit. Like,
Does this go back to last week's episode when we were saying like humans ruin everything?
Yeah.
We're just wired to ruin. By the way, the portal's back up. I saw a headline. The portal.
No way.
I didn't read the article, but allegedly the portal has reopened. I'm not sure if there are any guardrails in place to prevent, showing your dong or your boobies. But
they should all, it's art. Express yourself. There's
it's also against the law to be nude
true.
in public.
That is
That's
true.
That's a crime.
But there is, in this country we have First Amendment rights and
That's freedom of speech, not like
but expression.
Yeah,
that's involved. Like
that's
art
like
oftentimes falls under, like
yes,
like remember
in a museum in a private setting. If on the sidewalk of New York City, you can't flash your dong.
Flashers
Yes,
go to
that's
jail.
against the law.
Wait a minute. For shits and giggles, took a stroll through Times Square and I saw a naked cowboy. I saw these girls with Puerto Rican flags painted on their tits.
Those covered.
Yeah, body paint doesn't count.
Body paint counts?
No, it doesn't count as nude.
Right. It's your bits are
naked
covered.
cowboy. Just
he's wearing like a wrestling trunks.
He's wearing a guitar on his hog.
Well, you can't see it, right? His wiener.
When you pull up short and drop $1 just shy of his busking basket, make him bend over. You can see some ball sack. If you align it right.
Why would you ever get that close to another man's balls?
Dude, awesome. Fucking blow up on Instagram. Ball sack of Instagram is a hashtag. Ball sacks of Instagram.
Get out of here. I'm not looking it up.
How many people do you think are going to do that?
Yeah.
I know I am. I made it up, but I bet there's ball. Fuck it. Like, you guys talk for a second. I'm going to look this up.
Ball sacks of Instagram.
So anyway,
but
to close up on the
Yes.
on the book thing, like, it's a group that wants to make. They made their own rules for the thing. They don't want to, listen and hang out and stuff. That's fine. They're sort of. You're just going to marginalize your own cause, and people go, yeah. So I'm done with that.
They're like an oxymoron
but
of
that's
themselves.
the
You know what I
hypocrisy
mean?
of the whole thing.
Yes.
Exactly.
You can't call it inclusive and then not include books that you don't agree with.
Right.
But what makes me really mad, that's kind of like the effect, right? But the cause, like, why did they think they needed to assemble and get the wagon? Because people like this person who puts a kid in a public school is bitching about a reference to "I married a woman." Mm-hmm. Like, come on, man. Like you have to understand, like, there's a standard. You might be super, super liberal or super, super conservative, but you have to understand that the mainstream is the mainstream, and what was the likelihood that you were going to get anyone to align with you? Like, you thought you were going to get a petition or people showing up or handing out flyers for this? Like, Billie Jean King is, quite frankly, she doesn't even come up a lot in, like, today's who's the best golfer, tennis player. Yeah. But
you know her as a legend.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, no, actually you do, because it's Billie Jean, it's Martina Navratilova.
Lloyd. The Williams sisters.
Yeah.
There's a handful of people you name right off the bat when you're talking about tennis greats.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of, like, when we were kids,
years
like,
gone by.
Yeah, sure. So she's like an all-star, right? She's a Hall of Famer.
She's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Perfect. That we arrived. We landed there. That's good. That's what I want to say.
This woman isn't approaching this situation with any level of reasonableness.
No,
and that's the problem.
And she's talking about her life, which is tennis-centric.
Yes.
And she's just noticed, like, what if she mentioned that she had a daughter? Would that offend people that don't want to have kids, or
Exactly.
or like I can't have children.
Right.
I can't have children.
Yes.
And you just rubbed that in my face. Like it sounds farcical, but it's almost as
We're not that far from it.
that's almost
Yeah.
as apples to apples there. Like,
This is where we have come.
Yep.
You know, we've gone so far that this is where we are right now.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the mom who's like, I want the reference to a woman marrying another woman out of that children's book. And that goes volleys across the net to the other woman.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, we need a book that has only these things.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
like-
right.
And it's like, well, why do you have to do that? Because she exists. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, why do you exist? Because they exist. I'm like, okay, we have an Israel-Palestine thing going on.
Completely.
Like, there is no beginning. There is no Genesis. On the seventh day, God created chaos, and you all fucking showed up. And now we're here. So that's why I just stepped back. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to school committee meetings and dropping the wet ass pussy reference anymore. I'm just gonna fucking hang back on my podcast, and I'm gonna go up to Boston and talk about you fucking losers at your expense, and you won't even know it because I'm getting paid $120 to do 10 minutes here, and I got free drinks, and you're fucking
And they have no senses of humor, so they're not going to a comedy
te-
show.
Clearly.
texting with your girlfriend about Monday's fucking book club meeting thing. That's how you talk. No, how do they talk? Liz does a great job.
Oh, yeah. Can you believe it? Oh my God. They're trying to ban the book that has kids butt fucking each other at a high school party.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Oh, can I just say this one last remark on that book about the jerking off,
Yes.
drinking the cum in the
Jesus.
Mountain Dew bottle? I know, Evan.
We finally found Evan's line.
Yeah.
Evan, consuming your buddy's semen is a rite of passage because if you read the book, the book's called Flamer, which, by the way, Liz and I agreed.
liked it.
It's a great book. I just wish you
really
took
good book.
the 4 unnecessary pages out. And by the way, I've given it thought since you've talked about this book issue. I'm like, oh, no, here we go. Another book thing. We're book banners, right? Let me ask a question. They wanted the book. No one ever brought this up. And this is why I'm sitting back. I'm like, I got to drop the wet ass pussy reference because these all idiot. These people, all idiots up in here. As a heterosexual white man, I once was a heterosexual white adolescent boy, like the characters in this book. I also was an altar boy. I also was a Boy Scout. I mean, my parents did everything they could to try to get me raped before I was 12.
Jesus.
Before I was 12. They're like,
We're like, it'll make him a better comedian if you have a horrible backstory.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
They did everything they could.
yeah.
Oh man.
Just look at Corey Feldman's trajectory. Things are only looking up for him. Macaulay Culkin seems so normal. My point was,
It turned out all right.
Yeah, I so far. My point is, in that book, we're reading it, and the librarian and the school's perspective was, well, the argument is it's representation. We need to offer representation to kids, that are questioning or gay or bisexual or part of that alphabet
Soup.
I was thinking, well, I'm not going to speak on behalf of that side because I don't play for that team. I'm the heterosexual guy in this story. And so I'm looking at the representation of me and I'm going, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck are you representing me as in this book? I will say to you, Liz, I'm looking you in the eye. I have never rallied up 1, 2, 3, 12 friends and said, you know what we should do? We should fucking start jerking off together. And, I'm going to bust it in the Mountain Dew bottle right there. Drink a little bit more. We need some room. I've not done this for like 8 days, so I'm kind of backed up. This is gonna, get the 2-liter bottle. Okay, good. All right, we're going to do this.
Jesus.
All right. Hey, you want to be on this podcast or not? Yeah, we do. Keep up. Me and Liz are... Okay. We're just going to get a thought in our head, right? It's Evan's naked. Okay, let's go. You do it, right? Liz, I'm going to tell you, that never happened.
No.
In my life. It never happened. It never actually physically happened. It never passively came up in conversation. It was never proposed to me. Never. And I went to Boy Scout camp 6 goddamn summers.
Maybe you just weren't sexy enough to be invited to the jerk-off circle.
Like,
I always told the guys, I'm like, guys, the showers are cold. Come on. Catch me in the sun. Give me 20 minutes.
I'll be good.
I'll warm
I
up.
guess, as a 13-year-old hormonal young man.
Yep.
Like, could you see like kids that you knew? Like, is it totally outside of the realm of possibility that there would be a jerk off circle?
It is
I don't know.
absolutely outside the realm of
Okay.
possibility. Evan, over to you.
The only
Have you ever done one of these little circle jerks in a tent or in a basement?
Or known of someone or suspected.
Yeah.
no,
No, and no.
no,
right?
but the Scuttlebutt in high school was.
The girl with the frozen hot dog. We all know that one.
no,
and the
no,
guy
no,
with the dog and the peanut butter, who's nicknamed as Skippy. We know about. We all went to school with them.
No, the rumor
And
was,
they don't really exist.
The rumor was the reason Brockton High School was as good at football as they were is because one of the challenges that they had was the come on a cookie.
Oh, I have heard of that.
And if
Yes.
whoever finished last, and this could have
Had
been
to
in like
eat.
the 70s or whatever. Yeah.
I believe it's called Ookie Cookie, Evan.
Get out. There's a name for it? You know the name?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like Cookie Cookie?
No.
Okay.
She was talking about fleshlights the other day.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know. Like, this again.
Although
this comes-
fleshlights kind of mainstream now. I
feel
heard it like, was it the Tom Brady roast or some mainstream thing, and someone just dropped.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think like Amazon is dropping them off all over Medfield, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
My cleaning lady used to clean mine for me.
Did you have to pay her extra?
I don't know. I'd leave a little deposit, you know. A little extra
Just the tip.
tip. Hey,
Well, well, actually, that's right. We had to take a break. Our sponsor this week is Fleshlight. Your wife's not home?
I find so on that topic.
That's the tagline. Your wife's not home?
Yeah. So you know they make fleshlights that are allegedly modeled after certain porn stars' vaginas, which I
that's
mean,
the rumor.
Would you recognize her? Like,
right?
oh, Alicia.
How close up do those cameras get in porno? Where you're
You don't
like,
know. You've never looked at porn.
I've never once.
Bullshit.
Hand to God,
Liz,
have never watched
Liz,
porn.
you can't be
never.
on the podcast if you're gonna like lie like
You've
that.
never
No,
seen
I
porn?
swear to God. I mean, we could watch one now.
Okay,
I wouldn't care.
pull it up.
But-
Pull it up.
I gave a Beavis and Butthead
all right,
sense
Rick,
of humor.
I'm just going
like,
through Evan's search
I
history.
would never make it through a porn without like dying laughing. It's so not me.
All right, well, you might learn a thing or two. You never
But-
know.
I mean, that's fair. I may learn a thing or two,
Ninth
but-
grade, VHS porn days. Kid, I'm going to only use first names. Kid named Aaron had a porn called Mary Xmas. Starred a porn star named Samantha Strong. I remember this. It's 1989.
Oh my God.
And there was we call him now a little person, but back in 1989, it was okay to call him a midget. And he played one of Santa's elves. And well, first of all, the premise was Mary Xmas, right, is Santa Claus's daughter, and she got exiled from the North Pole for
Being a whore?
fucking the elves.
Okay.
So she somehow gets in a red Corvette and ends up in California with the little elf sidekick.
Logical place to go.
And you know, porn sex ensued, you know, at a Christmas party in California anyway,
So how did it end?
the little midget guy dressed up like an elf
Yeah.
had the greatest one-liners like, Christmas only comes once a year, bitch. You know, and so Aaron
Oh
said,
my
guys,
God.
you got to see. And it just was handed.
And did he get it like from his dad or something?
He stole it from his dad.
okay,
That's what
of
you gotta
course.
point. So he gets it from his dad or whatever. Stepdad. It's a stepdad. Only the stepdad's got not the point, right?
Your garbage stepdad.
Yeah.
Leaves his porn lying
Fucking
around.
normal dad locks that shit up. Stepdad leaves it in the VHS, you know, next to like E.T. and Home Alone, right? Or was that just my stepdad?
Yeah, no, it was
Before the state took me away.
it was in the ET box. That's
Yeah,
that's how we would hide it. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. You open it up. Extra testicle. What's this? I just pulled that one out of my ass. I'm
That was-
gonna
one.
write that.
That was
down.
good.
That could be the start of a good bit,
Extra testicle.
Rick.
Yeah, right next to Edward Penis Hands. That's actually a. That's
So
like,
do you know? So I heard, and I mean, this is not from the Wall Street Journal. It was from a podcaster that I listened to, who's also a stand-up comedian. But you know how you always joke around that all the commercials for men on SportsCenter are like dick pills and this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
So according to my podcaster, stand-up comedian,
You want to
host,
drop his name? You want
Dan Soder, one of my
Dan
faves.
Soder.
Yeah.
There you go.
So he said that certain ED manufacturers are now marketing their pills to Gen Z because they have grown up in the age of internet porn where they have access to porn literally 24/7 and they just have gone they just can't get it up for regular sex.
Wait, so they're
Wow.
desensitized.
Again, this
Desensitized.
is not from the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
And I meant to Google it, but then I was like, do I really want to Google dick pills and Gen Z and porn?
Yeah,
No.
I mean, do you want this podcast to take off or not?
But this is one of the issues with porn that a lot of people have, right? Is that you start off watching like normal stuff and then it kind of like
the pizza delivery guy or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like that does it for you. So now you've got to move to the next thing. You know what I mean?
It's like a drug. You can't just get
right.
high
Before
off
porn, it was basically like, you know, you see your wife in the kitchen and it looks pretty good. And
Victoria's Secret catalog in the
that
mailbox.
that was fine. Like, what happened to those days?
Right.
You know?
Do you remember you saw your first set of breasts in National Geographic when you're like 10?
And like that tribes from Africa,
very tribal and
low hangers.
organic and natural. Like you could not be more unsexual in your presentation right now.
Sure.
I mean, you're making pottery and you've got like a loincloth on and you have banana boobs or like, like they kind of
flapjacks
like there.
Yeah.
You had a lot of kids apparently. But when you're 10, you're like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Absolutely. Alrighty. I'm probably about 3 years away from finding that teenage porn stash in the woods. So this we'll have to do.
Any port in a storm.
Right.
Did you ever find the porn stash in the woods?
No, we made a porn stash in the woods.
Oh my God.
You had a little inclusive porn library?
No, it wasn't. No, it was.
It's not that
Everyone's represented.
Playboy and Penthouse.
You like black chicks? You like Latinx chicks?
You like pregnant ladies?
You got the Asian, pregnant broads.
So where did you guys get your material?
So we had a friend whose
inventory.
father was had a collection of Playboy, and after
That's
school,
that's not porn.
well, it was when you're 10.
Well, I don't know.
I
Is it just nudity, or do they show like things happening?
So
like,
Penthouse would show
It's art. It's
Okay,
tactfully
right.
done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but so Playboy was typically just naked women.
Okay.
And then
Nude women.
Nude.
Naked sounds cheap. This isn't fucking Hustler.
Naked nude.
Well, so Hustler
Nude
and Penthouse were a little more, some they show penetration and all that shit.
I've heard that's true. Yeah.
It is true. So anyway, we used to break into our friend's house, and he used to keep
we want
them,
the porn.
and he used to hide them in the vanity sink in the master bathroom. And so we would take them, we would stuff them down our pants, and then put our shirts over them, and then we'd run out.
Oh my God!
No, we'd run out into the woods, and then we would look at them. And then, we'd all open up the centerfold like, whoa! It's like a movie, right? Like, whoa! And then we would put them in a plastic bag and we would bury them under the leaves.
Oh
and
my
then,
God, that's hysterical.
And then the next time that we would like hang out, we would go into the woods and we'd open it up and we'd be like, oh, dude! Those were the days.
I've gone riding my bike with friends in the woods, in the trails behind our house, and then you hear a commotion and you pull up on like 2 or 3 bikes and then like in the woods and they're like, we hit the jackpot.
Oh
what?
My God, seriously?
We found porn.
No
you
way.
found porn?
Is that like a thing? Like just hiding porn
Back in the
woods?
80s, like the high school kids would it's like, I don't want the porn in my house.
Right.
My mom fucking cleans my room, wipes my ass, makes my bed. She'll find the porn, right? So I'm going to put it out here by the oak tree, And I never...
that
I
is
wasn't
such
like
an 80s thing. Like
yes, it is.
A perverted stand by me.
But I'm looking back laughing because I can laugh at it because one, I never buried porn like the creep to my right here. And I only stumbled across it, after like laborious searching.
Yes.
7 days in the
It
woods.
was like a treasure hunt for you.
Starving, no water. I'm crawling. Must get the porn.
But it was true. That was it, man. Back then on your BMX bike, you're riding through the woods. There was the neighborhood I grew up in. This is different from that one. The teenagers all had like a little fort that they had made in the woods, with a little door and had like a little, kind of like cheap combo lock. But you could easily pick the combo lock. And then inside they had porn and weed pipes. And,
I was gonna say tobacco. Hawken. Did you have Hawken? I was introduced
the dip?
to
What's
my first porno magazine around the same time I had my first chew.
Oh.
Tobacco chew.
Okay.
And I remember I swallowed a lot of it and puked for 4 hours and just it was awful. And now I smell tobacco chew, and it gives me that.
sick.
Yeah.
which is great. So like if I see my kid smoke a cigarette, he's gonna smoke the whole pack right there, and then he's gonna turn green and puke and never smoke again. Like that's how you do it. Yeah. That's how you parent, bro. Should we wrap it up?
I think so.
Done?
I mean, I feel like we've covered quite a bit of territory here.
Yeah, books, porn books. What else is there to discuss?
Jealous realtor.
Jealous realty.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of things. It was a good time today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for
good times.
And as I said earlier, Scuttlebuds, if you like what you hear, it's time to put out.
Yeah.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Small Town Scuttlebutt. And shoot us a note, smalltownscuttlebutt@gmail.com. See ya.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to jump you. I just want to get my word in before Evan, last word Walsh, does his little thing. Because I want to double down what you're saying. Instead, folks, if you actually do give us a 5-star rating and say something nice, in your words, not AI, I will reach out to you privately, back channel, DM you, and I'll get your address or a rendezvous point, and I will give you Scuttle merch.
Woo!
That's can't get better.
You want a
than that.
T-shirt and a mug?
And a flashlight.
And a flashlight?
A Scuttlebutt
And our lube
flashlight.
for the flashlight?
Modeled after Kevin's asshole. All right, we're done.
Peace.